Foundation paper piecing is the funnest way to quilt, and if you have never tried it, you are going to want to watch this video. This technique is so satisfying and way easier than you can imagine. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how foundation paper piecing works, why it's actually way easier than it looks, and how to get perfect, crisp quilt blocks every single time. We'll go over the basics step by step, including the supplies you'll need, and then I'll show you how to make 3 beginner-friendly blocks. So grab some scraps and let's sew something really fun together. This video includes instructions for 3 different blocks, but they're all the same size, so you can mix and match them to create a quilt or a different project like a pillow. Before we dive into the block tutorials, let's talk about foundation paper piecing paper. Let's start with a few basics about foundation paper piecing. So the fun thing about this and what makes it different from regular piecing is that you're going to use paper as your base. And the way that we're going to do this will create really crisp points. By following the lines on our pattern, we're going to get perfect seams. You can download my patterns for free in the description below. This is what the economy block pattern will look like. And you're going to want to print this on either a tracing paper like I did. This is like a vellum, or you can grab some foundation paper that's made specially for this. This is sort of like a thin newsprint kind of paper. So it's thinner. There are some pros and cons between these two. This one, it does smear if you don't let it dry. After it comes out of your inkjet printer, you don't want to like smear it or touch it right away. This one is a little bit more absorbent. And another problem with this is if you get it wet, sometimes I like to use steamer water to help me press. It will, that will make the ink run. So I have stained fabric, so that's just a little consideration. So this one's good. I like the way this feels. I think it's a little bit more sturdy and it's fun to rip off. But both of these will rip off easily from the back of your quilt block. If you have regular copy paper, you can use that. You just have to be really careful that when you're ripping it off, you don't pull the seams out. So go ahead and print your patterns and then we'll start sewing. We're gonna start by learning this sunshine block as I teach you how to foundation paper piece. This is a great block for beginners and it's really fun to sew. So trim off these edges of your pattern so we have just the block pattern. Now find a piece of fabric that's big enough for the corner. You can start on either side of this, and then you're going to find a piece that's big enough for the second section. Once you have those 2 pieces, start with that first piece and lay it face up on the back of that pattern, and then place the second piece on top. You want this to be about 1/4 inch over the line, and then before I sew this, I always check that the fabric is in a good place, that it will cover my second section. So we can see the first one is covering, but I like to fold that second one over just to check. And then you're going to sew on the paper on that line with a straight stitch that is a narrow width. So I like to use 1.8 millimeters, just sew right over that. After you've done that, you'll see that when you fold that second section fabric over, it covers the second section, and then we're going to just keep doing that. So the next step will be to press this open. This step is optional, but it will help keep things nice and neat. Grab a fabric marker and mark section 2, that line, and then trim off some of that extra fabric. So what I like to do is mark the top and bottom of that line and then use my ruler to cut about 1/2 inch away from it. I still want to have some extra fabric there just in case, but I do want to get some of this out of the way. And now once you're done with that, we're going to grab a piece of fabric for the next section and repeat the same process. Make sure it will fit over our section before we start sewing. Make sure everything is flat, and then you can pin this together. We're going to sew on that line again, just like we did before. In between each section, if you want to trim down the seam allowance to 1/4 inch, fold everything out of the way, making sure that you really have everything out of the way, and then you can trim that seam allowance down to 1/4 inch. At this point, we're just going to repeat that process until we have all 7 sections filled. I'm not trimming too much off of this as I go, so by the time you get to the end, it might look a little bit crazy, but after we have all 7 sections on, we are going to give this a really good press and then trim off all that excess fabric. To do that, flip it over to the back so you can see the pattern piece, and then just trace it with a rotary cutter and a cutting ruler. Now the pattern is still attached, but your block is done and it looks so cute. So now the fun part is ripping off this paper. If you're using tracing paper or vellum, it's pretty simple to rip off because it gets pretty brittle and those stitches kind of cut it as well. If you're using copy paper, be careful not to pull the stitches out as you pull the paper off. Give your block a good press and then it is ready to go. The economy block is one of my favorite blocks to make because this center square can be used to frame a cute piece of fabric or even a fabric motif like this little cat. And it's a great way to get rid of some really little scraps, especially cute fabrics that you don't want to throw away. Print off the economy block pattern and then grab some fabrics. We are going to use some little scraps for the triangles and then a bigger square in the middle. I want to frame one of these cats with my middle, so I'm going to grab my yardage of this cat fabric, and then you can use the pattern piece to kind of center on the piece of the fabric that you want to use. And then I'm just going to cut around this carefully so that it's bigger than that square. Now grab a piece of fabric for the first triangles. These are numbered 2, 3, 4, and 5. It just needs to be as big as that triangle. And now we're going to place the cat on top of the pattern piece. You can pick it up to be able to see through it. Then the fabric for the triangle is going to go right over that line where section 2 meets section 1. You want it to pass the line at least a 1/4 inch. And then I always like to fold it over just to make sure that that fabric is big enough to cover my pattern piece. We're going to flip this over to the back, check and make sure you have the fabric passing that line, and then take this to the sewing machine and just sew right on top of that line. With a stitch length of 1.8, a smaller stitch length will give us a really nice seam. And I love just following this line. This is how we're going to get that perfectly straight line, is by following our pattern piece and sewing right on top of it. Now we're going to press this open, but first we are going to trim off some of this extra fabric. So flip the pattern piece out of the way and flip your main fabrics out of the way, just so you have those seam allowances there. And then trim this down to about a 1/4 inch. If you're using kind of weird scraps like me, you might have larger pieces of scrap to cut off. If you're being a little bit more exact and just starting with 1/4 inch seam allowances to begin with, you don't have to trim. So now that we have that trimmed, we're going to press this open. And then we're going to repeat this with section 3. So I like to just make sure that, again, I have a piece big enough. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're placing this on top of our block 1, making sure the raw edge covers that line and passes it at least a 1/4 inch. And then we're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. Put this right through your sewing machine and sew over that line. Go ahead and trim off the extra seam allowance before we flip this open, making sure again to move everything out of the way. I have cut fabric and the pattern piece before at this step, so be careful with that because we do need the pattern piece later. Now flip that open and press it open. It's important to press between each step. That way we just get those tight, nice, crisp seams. Now we're going to repeat with the last 2 triangles of this section. And you can see how I'm just using odd scraps for this. This is what I love most about these patterns with foundation paper piecing, is that you can use really weird shaped scraps. Because my cuts are so rough, these are going to be way too big for what we're actually using. When we trim off the excess of the quilt block later, there will be some triangles left, some pieces that are still usable. So we're not fully using all these scraps. So go ahead and finish this up. I'm just going to show you one thing that I tend to do wrong is sometimes I'll put my fabric like this covering the section, which it looks kind of right, but then obviously when you sew it, it's going to be in the wrong direction. So just make sure your raw edges are over that section so that when you fold it open after sewing, it'll be correct. Trim off the extra seam allowance again, then flip this open and we're going to do the last inner triangle. Once you've sewn that on and trimmed off the seam allowance, we're going to go ahead and press this again. Pressing is key to keep everything straight and flat. Now we're going to do the corner triangles. So these are numbered. You can start with 6. It doesn't actually matter where you start, but I'm going to start with 6, and this is going to be these larger triangles on the corners. I'm using this pretty star fabric for that. So find a piece that's big enough to cover that section. This is a little bit harder because I have all that extra fabric there. But if you just find a piece and line it up with the line and then fold it over to check, we're going to make sure that we have enough fabric there. Then go ahead and pin that or hold it in place while you sew along that line. This is the same process we did for those inner triangles. We're just doing it with the outer triangles now. Now this part is really satisfying. Open up that flap and you will see your point to that cat square is perfect against that new triangle. That is such a fun part of foundation paper piecing. Go ahead and trim off this excess because I left so much from that inner triangle fabric. I have quite a bit here. So I'm going to trim this off, then flip that up and press. Now we're going to repeat with the other 3 corners, making sure you double check your placement before sewing and then making sure to trim and press well between each of these sections. This next section is going to overlap that first corner, and each of the following they'll continue to overlap each other just a little bit in the center of the block. Finish the last 2 corners using that same method, and then we'll be ready to trim our block and finish it. Once you have all 4 of those corners covered, we are going to flip this over and trim around the pattern piece. So this is why it's important to keep that pattern piece in place. Use your ruler to trim right along those edges. So we have a 6.5 inch block. This will sew into a project and finish at 6 inches. So once you're done with that, this is maybe the best part, is peeling off this paper. So turn your block over and just go ahead and peel this paper off. The seams will kind of cut through it a little bit, so it should be pretty simple to just peel off, and it really does peel off really cleanly. Then go ahead and give that a final press and your quilt block is done. Let's sew this heart block. Heart blocks are so fun. You can add them to so many projects, and this one is really satisfying to make because the foundation paper piecing will give you crisp points everywhere you need them. This block is just so fun. You can use a couple of different colors, but I like to do 2-tone, 1 color for the heart and 1 color for the background. Go ahead and print the pattern piece. This has 2 sides to it. So we're gonna foundation paper piece the 2 sides separately, then we'll peel off the paper and sew them together. So you just need some scraps for this. Those little corner pieces are quite small, so you can use just any kind of strip you have left over for that. We're going to start by doing the middle piece. That main piece is section 2, and we're going to also need section 1 fabric at the same time. So first, grab a piece. We're going to cut a piece big enough for that triangle in the corner, and then I'm going to cut out my 2 heart pieces at the same time. So I'm going to cut 2 on the fold here, not on the fold, but they're folded, and I have they'll be mirror image of each other. And I'm just going to kind of follow that angle of the bottom of the heart. That way I know kind of where the fabric needs to be so I don't have too much fabric. Start by placing that fabric on top of our template, right over that line to section 1, about at least 1/4 inch over. And then we're going to place our section 1 fabric. I like to make sure it's going to cover my section first, then flip it up. This is going face down on top of that fabric that we're using for the heart. And then you can turn this over and make sure that you have the fabric raw edges about 1/4 inch over that line. And then we're going to sew along that line. So I usually like to put in a pin or 2 just to hold it until I get it to my sewing machine, and then just stitch right over that line. Now, if you need to, you can trim that seam allowance. I did a pretty good job making that small, so I'm just going to press this open, then find a piece for our next section. We're going to do section 3 and then 4. These are a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to find another piece of fabric that will cover section 3 and repeat that same process. Since I can't see it, I'm just flipping it up to make sure I know where that line is and where my fabric needs to go. So make sure this is at least 1/4 inch over that line. And I always like to flip it up to check, making sure I'm doing this in the right direction. And if there's extra fabric, you can go ahead and trim that now. Then sew right over that. And for this one, since I have a little bit more fabric underneath that section, I am going to flip my pattern out of the way and trim this off. I don't want to cut that pattern piece off, but I want to trim this down to about 1/4 inch. Press that open, and then we're going to find another piece of fabric for that last section. This will be the top part of the heart where it kind of goes down and into the middle of the heart. So you know the drill by now. Place that over that line, making sure it's in the right direction. Flip it over and check to make sure you have enough fabric there. Then sew over it with your sewing machine. Then we will flip that open after trimming off that extra fabric. And on this one, I made a mistake and I totally cut that pattern piece off by accident. So I don't have that little section, which is okay for this block, but try not to do that if you can. Go ahead and flip that up and press. Now we're going to turn this over on our cutting board and trim around the pattern piece using that as your tracing guideline with your ruler. Because I cut off this little corner, I am just going to make sure I am following that right angle, not the pattern piece where I accidentally cut that off. Finish trimming, and once you are done with that, we're going to peel these paper pieces off the back. So just rip those off, and then we will have 1/2 of our heart. And then we're going to make the second piece of this. The other side is just exactly the same, just the opposite direction. So make sure when you're using the pattern piece, you are using it to make the other side of the heart and not two of the same side. Once those are done, make sure you have the paper peeled off, and then we're going to sew them together, right sides together along that middle seam with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Press that seam allowance open and then give your heart block a final press, and then it is done and ready to be used. Thanks for watching. For more sewing videos, click the video above.